In the heart of the zoo, a great gathering was underway. All the animals had been summoned to the lantern-lit hall, a place that smelled of straw, warm fur, and the dust of ages. Tonight was the night their names would finally be revealed. Until now, no one knew what they were called, or what to call anyone else. A quiet weight filled the room, the feeling that something long awaited was about to happen. Whispers of old stories filled the air. Central to nearly every tale was the legend of the Great Fox, a figure everyone knew of, but no one had ever seen. Some believed the stories with all their hearts, others dismissed them as myths. But tonight, it felt as if those ancient tales were somehow tied to this very moment. Unnoticed, a fox slipped into the room. He was smaller than expected, his fur dull from travel. He found a quiet spot along the wall and watched. Near the lanterns, a group spoke in hushed, serious tones. "The serpent is the great deceiver," one said, "and he will come in the form of the fox, claiming to be the great fox from above the clouds." They nodded gravely. "Many will believe him." Just then, the fox passed by. He stopped and said calmly, "I already know my name. I am called Fox." They stared. One stepped forward, blocking his path. "That is what only a sick animal would say," he muttered. "Or the serpent himself," another added. The fox met his gaze. "There is a third alternative," he pointed out. The other animal looked away. The fox walked on, leaving the group feeling reassured that their caution had saved them. A little farther in, a more boisterous group was talking. "The story everyone repeats is backwards," one said. "The fox wished to keep animals ignorant. The serpent tried to give them knowledge, and they punished him for it." The fox paused beside them. "I already know my name," he said quietly. "I am Fox," one of them snorted. "He is just an ordinary animal," someone whispered, not quite quietly enough. The fox looked at them, a patient sadness in his eyes. "Then you must already know who the fox is," he said, "since you can tell the difference between truth and deception." They hesitated, just for a moment, before one of them recovered. "We know enough," he replied. The fox thanked them and moved on. Near the center of the hall stood a group many admired for their calm wisdom. "These old stories," one said, "were created when animals did not understand the world. The idea of a great fox is a beautiful invention, but an invention nonetheless." The fox waited for a pause. "I already know my name," he said. "I am Fox." They smiled patiently, as if at a child. "That is not knowledge," one replied. "That is belief." The fox tilted his head. "Then tonight will tell us whether this is belief or knowledge." "It will tell us nothing," another said kindly. "At best, it will show you are a good guesser." And they returned to their conversation. As the fox moved back toward the wall, a young animal fell into step beside him. "You should stop saying that," she whispered. "Animals are starting to avoid you." "I am only saying what is true," the fox replied. She looked at him, unsure whether to pity or envy him, then shook her head and walked away. The fox sat down again, watching the room with a quiet stillness, having already accepted what was to come. Then the great door swung open. The sound cut through every conversation. A human entered, holding a small, worn notebook. A new kind of silence fell over the hall, of the silence of creatures in the presence of something beyond their understanding. The human walked slowly through the crowd, pointing gently. One by one, names were given. Lion, bear, giraffe. Each animal received its name, feeling the weight of it settle upon them. Then the human stopped. He pointed toward the quiet one along the wall, and said, "Fox." The word entered the room like something that had always been true and was only now being spoken aloud. Near the doorway, someone turned to the young animal who had warned him. "He was right," they said quietly. "He knew." She simply nodded, already finding her new place in the room. The human closed the notebook and left. The hole slowly emptied, animals drifting away with their new names, still strange in their mouths. Most didn't look back at the fox. The lanterns burned lower, the shadows growing long and soft. Only the owl remained. She flew down from her rafter and approached him, her talons clicking on the stone. "How did you know?" she asked, softly. The fox watched the lantern light move across his face. "I was raised by humans," he said. "I arrived already knowing." The owl was silent. The fox turned toward the dark doorway. After a moment, he walked out into the night. The owl watched him go. In the empty room, the lanterns flickered, and one by one, they began to go out.